Yes.
Oh,
You answered the question. You want to be interviewed.
Ah,
She stuck.
no, not on that. I feel like the conversation around suffering, especially in our community, Christianity community, it always comes off on two separate ends. There's an end that believes because you're Christian, it's inevitable that you're going to suffer. Then there's an end that says we do not indulge in suffering culture, that God created us so that we can have abundance, right? And so when I think about suffering, I think about scripture when it says that he prunes those whom he loves, right? And so you think about a plant, and you think about pruning, what it means to prune. A lot of times if you're taking care of a plant, you cut off what is not good for the plant or what is not needed for the plant. Because if you leave the dead stuff on, then the dead stuff is going to slow down and make the whole entire plant dead, right? And so just thinking about or just imagining cutting something, it's painful, right? And then too, for us to call ourselves Christ-like, i.e. Christians, and feel that we're not going to indulge or engage in suffering, I think that it doesn't make sense, right? Because in order for me to show myself Christ-like, I have to be able to, in a sense, bear my own cross and suffer the way that he suffered. Because how else will I show who I am, right? Because lip service says all day long, like, I'm a Christian, I'm this, I'm that, I'm da 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 da. But how do you look when you suffer? Do you look like a Christian when you suffer? How do you walk through suffering? So I think for me, honestly, you had to ask what I think about it personally. I think about the side of when you're a Christian and you're really walking with God, suffering is inevitable.
Yes.
There's no way around it. And I feel like we have to look at our walk in more than just one frame or one way, right? I can be called to suffer, but I can also be called to be blessed, right? Because for me, it's the suffering that's going to guide me in holding on to my blessing or teaching me how to steward my blessing. What do y'all think about, like, suffering?
I think thinking just because we're believers that we're not going to suffer is unrealistic, because Israelites, Moses, everything, it's a part of life. And I think a lot of times people mischaracterize the character of God and thinking he's just a fairy godfather. And I think suffering, there's character building, it's heart posture, showing you where your heart posture is, and even showing you where your heart is with God, as far as, like, are you going to stick beside him even when things aren't feeling great, even when things don't look great? So faith building.
And scripture tells us that Abraham was saved by faith and and by faith we are credited righteousness. It's not called faith when everything is favorable in condition, right? And it's faith